Now God told Abraham through two angels his plan to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah and some of the surrounding cities. So it says in Genesis 18, and the Lord said, the outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly grave. I will go down now and see if they have done entirely according to this outcry, which has come to me, and if not, I will know. So God obviously knew everything that was happening, but he is talking, he's going to send some angels down to actually see and let them witness and in essence allow the Sodomites and these people to expose their sin. So God's really going down to expose them and to show them his justice in destroying them. Now Abraham pleaded with God to spare the cities because of those who might be righteous living in them. So Abraham tried to persuade God not to destroy these cities, but it says in Genesis 18:32, and he said, God speaking, I will not destroy it on account of the 10. As soon as he had finished speaking to Abraham, the Lord departed, and Abraham returned to his place. So you probably remember, if you don't, Abraham and God had a discussion, and Abraham kept saying, if there's 50, if there's 40, if there's 30, if there's 20. Finally it got down to 10. God says, even if there's 10, I won't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah and some of the surrounding cities. And there were thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of people in this whole area that God destroyed. And God could not find 10 righteous people. So the wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah is revealed. So in Genesis 13, it says, now the men of Sodom were wicked exceedingly and sinners against the Lord. So when God speaks of Sodom and Gomorrah, he's going to speak more of Sodom, but it refers also to Gomorrah and some of the other surrounding areas, we believe. So in Genesis 19, we pick up the story and we see about these angels that come down. Amazing. Now the two angels came to Sodom in the evening as Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them and bowed down with his face to the ground. And he said, now behold, my lords, please turn aside into your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may rise early and go on your way. They said, however, no, but we shall spend the night in the square. Yet he urged them strongly. So they turned aside to him and entered his house. And he prepared a feast for them and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Before they lay down, in order to go to sleep, before they lay down, the men of the city and the men of Sodom surrounded the house, both young and old, all the people from every quarter. And they called to Lot and said to him, so we have a mass gathering of people from all over Sodom, and they amass and they come at Lot's door, and they say, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may have relations with them. Talking about homosexuality, talking about men lying with men, a perverse sin. Now, some people, and today we're living in a day when a lot of people are trying to explain away that homosexuality is a sin. This makes it very clear that homosexuality is a grave sin and was the main reason why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, there were other reasons as well. They were wicked in other areas, stealing, corruption, but it was the homosexuality was what brought the barometer up to a point where God decided to step in. And I believe that a homosexuality in a culture is a measuring thermometer, so to speak, of when God has enough, when sin reaches such a grave area, a grave level, that he just decides to step in. So the main reason why God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and some of the surrounding cities was because of homosexuality. So these men wanted to have sexual relations with these angels. They didn't know that they were angels. They just thought they were regular men. These angels disguised themselves as men. They wanted to have sexual relations with them, homosexuality. And Lot says, please, my brothers, do not act wickedly. Homosexuality is acting wickedly. Now behold, I have two daughters who have not had relations with man. In other words, we're still virgins. Please let me bring them out to you, and do to them whatever you like. Only do nothing to these men, inasmuch as they have come under the shelter of my roof. But they said, this is the whole a mass of people outside Lot's door trying to break in to have relations, homosexuality relations with these two angels. But they said, stand aside. Furthermore, they said, this one came in as an alien. Now they're going to mock a Lot for being a foreigner. This one came in as an alien, and already he is acting like a judge. Now we will treat you worse than them. So you can just see the wickedness of these men. It's like they're just going to barge in, get Lot out of the way, and they're going to have sexual relations with these visitors. So it appears it was just this homosexuality was just rampant. So they pressed hard against Lot and came near to break down the door. So they were breaking in. But the men, two angels, reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house with them and shut the door. They struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great. So we're talking about all levels of people, and appears even lower ages, young men as well involved in this, so that they wearied themselves trying to find the doorway. So now God is going to warn Lot and his family to get out and flee, because God now is going to be justified in destroying Sodom and Gomorrah. The sin is evident, it's come to a fruition, and so he's going to step in. So in Genesis 19 it says, then the two men said to Lot, whom else do you have here? A son-in-law, and your sons and your daughters and whomever you have in the city, bring them out of the place. For we are about to destroy this place, because their outcry has become so great before the Lord that the Lord has sent us to destroy it. Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law, who were to marry his daughters. They were engaged, and said, up, get out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he appeared to his sons-in-law to be just jesting, just joking. That's how they viewed it. When morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, up, take your wife and your two daughters who are here, or you will be swept away in the punishment of the city. But he hesitated. Lot hesitated. He did not want to really obey. He did not want to follow. It appears that Lot's wife, they were just in love with the city lights of Sodom and Gomorrah and did not want to leave. It says he hesitated. So the men, these are the angels, seized his hand and the hand of his wife and the hands of his two daughters, for the compassion of the Lord was upon him, and they brought them out and put him outside the city. So the angels had to literally drag Lot and his family out to save them.